My name is Sharnella Clark, and I am standing in one of the properties that my fiance gave lending funds for. He loaned money to the investor to make the repairs on this property. Now, what I want to introduce to you today is something called private money lending. Private money lending is where a person just like myself or you who have extra funds in the bank and they decide to loan money to an investor to maybe fix and flip a property. What I mean by fix and flip is they'll purchase a property that needs renovations, they'll make the necessary renovations on the property, and then they'll turn around and put it back on the market to sell that property. So as a private money lender, it's a great investment because you're making money while you sleep and you really don't do a whole lot. You're investigating, or your work comes up front. And how do you know it's a good deal to make an investment with this investor? Is you first look at what's called the after repair value. How much is this property worth on the market once it's all fixed up? So say for instance you have an after repair value of $250,000. Well, the next thing is, how much does the investor plan on purchasing this property for? You have to look at that expense. Then you look at, okay, what are the estimated cost of repairs? The next thing you look at is, what are the holding costs? You're going to pay some form of utilities, taxes, and homeowners insurance while holding the property during the renovation process. Then the next thing you have to look at, okay, they have to pay me as a money lender. We have to put our fee in there. And then there's additional fees for after selling the property or during the selling process. So once all of that is said and done, if the investor, from my perspective, is going to make at least $40,000 or more on an investment, then I think that that's a pretty secure investment to place my money into. Now, other people will use other methods. They'll look at the percentage. Okay, they'll say, well, if the person's going to make 20 or 25% return on their money, then to them that's a good investment. But for me, I look at the dollars. Are they going to make a sufficient amount of money on this investment? So that's how I determine if it's a good investment. So as a private money lender, how do you decide who to loan your money to? Well, you want to look at their reputation. Do they have a good reputation in the business? Ask around. Have they worked with anyone else that you know that's in the business? And if you get good reviews on that person, then that's great. But if you don't, then you likely don't want to work with that person. The next thing is, are they a good communicator? I love working with people who communicate with me throughout the renovation process. If I have to chase an investor down to get, updated information about the property, then I likely won't work with that person anymore. Or if they try to change the terms of the deal because all of a sudden the terms that we negotiated up front is no longer good for them, so they try to back out of the terms that were agreed upon, that's another investor that I won't work with in the future. So the other thing you want to look at is the experience of the person that is doing the work. What is the experience of that investor who you're loaning money to? Okay, how many properties have they purchased in the past and renovated in the past? How many properties do they have as far as rental properties? So you want to know what their level of experience and expertise is before you decide to loan your hard-earned money to an investor. But I tell you, private money lending is a great investment that I find. I make anywhere between 12 and 15% on my investments. So if you want to learn more, then keep watching my channel, Financial Fix with Sharnella.